Good morning. Welcome to Inner Quest Sunday School. At this moment in time, we're doing the Aquarian Gospel of Jesus the Christ. And this is a beautiful, beautiful book. It was channeled by Levi Dowling, and it's from the Akashic Records. And so it's pretty clear in the interpretation. It doesn't have a lot of political or even a personal agenda of interpretation to tell a slanted story. It's pretty much what was recorded on the walls of time and now shared. And it's a beautiful book. I got my first Aquarian Gospel in 1979, probably before a lot of you were born. So I love this book, and Cindy and I use it. We use it in our classes, in our Sunday service and everything. And it really gives a lot of background information about Jesus and his life growing up. And now we know when Jesus was born, the turmoil going on with King Herod wanted to kill all the young baby males that were born because he felt threatened. And this really weaves a good story about John the Baptist. John the Baptist and Jesus were family members. Elizabeth, John's mother, and Mary, Jesus' mother, were second cousins. So we have a connection more than we're really given in a lot of other theological books. And so to get that understanding, and this is where we're coming from, and so after they're born and there's this edict to kill the boys that were born, an angel comes. You need to go to Egypt. They need to go to Egypt. So Joseph and Mary and Jesus, they head that way. Elizabeth, she's in Jerusalem. Her husband has been killed, Zechariah. And so she has to run with her baby through the hills and caves of, what was that town? Gibron or something like that. Didn't matter. But to escape. And so then they end up in Egypt. And what I want to share a little bit today is some of the teachings. They had two teachers, a male and female teacher in Egypt, and these were master teachers, and the man's name was Elihu, and the lady's name was Salome. And so they would teach them there. They taught them there for 3 years. And towards the end of their time, Elihu is going to share maybe one final lesson with them, and I want to share that with you because this is really neat for all of us to look at. And this is in chapter 8. No man lives unto himself, for every living thing is bound by cords to every other living thing. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they will love and not demand love in return. They will not do to other men what they would not have other men do to them. Pretty good golden rule throughout time. And then this is where it gets interesting. There are two selves, the higher and the lower self. The higher self is human spirit clothed with soul, made in the form of God. The lower self, the carnal self, the body of desires, is a reflection of the higher self, distorted by the murky ethers of the flesh. We love that description. The higher self, distorted by the murky ethers of the flesh. And that's just the distractions and the thoughts and things that would keep our vision low, our vibration low, and our eye off of God. So we all have a higher self and a lower self. And as we begin to walk through life, we can begin to pay attention and then maybe let go of that which does not serve our higher self. And then maybe embrace certain things that would support our higher self. So as we begin to be aware, we can walk out of one world into another. We can walk out of a lower consciousness, carnal world into a higher frequency, spiritual world. And one isn't any better than the other. They're experiences. it's experiencing consciousness. So after we've experienced a thing over and over and over, we might get tired and bored and we're ready to let that go. But human beings, being habit creatures, we have a hard time letting go. So that's why it's really important to understand that. We have some place to go. We can go to the higher. We don't have to stay where we're at. And so with our intention, say aspiration, intention, and then pray, you see, and follow the guidance, and we begin the journey. So here is very important. The lower self is an illusion and will pass away. The higher self is God in man and will not pass away. The higher self is the embodiment of truth. The lower self is truth reversed. And so is falsehood manifest. So the truth reversed is falsehood, and so man is manifesting the false because we're really manifesting an illusion which in matter will pass away, where spirit is eternal. That's the truth when we want to look at that. So we walk through life, and so what are we going to study? How can we understand this and everything? And everybody, even today, runs around to find the newest teacher, the hottest, coolest thing happening. Hey, check this site out, whatever. Because we do want to continue to grow and unfold. And here's some simple advice, I would say, from Elihu. If you would ask me what to study, I would say yourselves. And when you well had studied them, and then would ask me what to study, I would say, study yourselves again. He who knows well his lower self knows the illusions of the world, knows of things that pass away, and he knows his higher self, knows God, knows well the things that cannot pass away. Thrice blessed is the man who has made purity and love his very own. He has been ransomed from the perils of the lower self and is himself his higher self. And I think we love the discipline of meditation because when we take that journey within, we can truly begin to understand and know true self, our higher self. And we will be shown that which no longer serves us. And then, if we've taken that time to discipline, to meditate, we'll probably take the time to follow the guidance. So as you go forth this week, our lesson, study well yourself. Your answers lie within. Thank you for sharing your energy. I love you.